Alright, what's up everyone? Sean here with my friend Danny.
What's up?
We are back to talk about Wonder Woman, the newest and maybe the greatest modern DC film so far, with Snyder behind it.
With the DC universe.
Yeah,
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, with this universe anyway. And of course, like I just said, Zack Snyder was not directing, but he was handling one of the people that handled the story.
Yeah. And he was one of the producers.
Producers as well. Yeah. But anywho, as we said, it was pretty freaking good. It came out a lot better than I expected anyway. What about your expectations? Were they pretty low?
They were middle. I mean, they were, I didn't think it was going to tank. But, I had high hopes for it, and, it delivered for me, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It definitely blew my expectations away, especially like after having the Batman vs Superman fiasco. I would say. And funny, I think that was our first episode that we did this movie review.
Yeah.
Like where we started our movie reviews together.
Yeah.
And you definitely had some things to talk about with Batman vs Superman, but well. Seems like it looks like that they learned their mistakes from that movie, and I think it shows for Wonder Woman. I think it definitely handled this character very well to introduce her to this particular version of the universe, and I wish that they did this before they did the Batman and Superman kind of movie, but.
Yeah,
they kind of screwed up.
They rushed into it. I think
they rushed into it. They spoiled the thing in the trailer.
Yeah, I don't know. They just messed it up. I don't know what they wanted to do there, but for me, it should have been Superman, Batman,
and a Wonder Woman.
And then they do a Civil War kind of thing, like Batman vs Superman.
Batman vs Superman,
after that. And then they would do Justice League after.
And then Justice League. Yeah, that's right. That would have been nice. But anyways, let's put that aside. So Wonder Woman, like we said, we did a pretty good job. It definitely told a very interesting story in a really, let's see, nice, like pretty refreshing tone in a way. It tells her story, from her childhood to, of course, her prime. Yeah. And then a lot of the other characters were pretty cool for the most part. I did like the captain, or I think it was Steve Trevor.
Steve Trevor.
Steve Trevor,
played by Chris Pine.
Chris Pine, yeah.
Yes. And then Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and I thought she did fantastic.
Yeah, I thought she was a pretty good Wonder Woman. I think she was able to nail Wonder Woman down in this movie. Yeah. I felt like she was just still kind of trying to, get used to Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman. Just it looks like she didn't really have that much time to really
not at all. Yeah, I mean, like what she did in Batman vs Superman was fine, but it wasn't because it wasn't her movie. She was more like a cameo, and
it was a cameo.
It was enjoyable what she did, but this is her own movie, and this one she did obviously much more, and and for what they showed, I really enjoyed her performance.
Yeah. She definitely was able to be Wonder Woman essentially. Yeah. I think. I think in terms of her look, her costume, and everything, I think it's pretty good. I think it's.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I love her costume. Yeah.
It's a good design.
Yeah.
It's got that nice combination of that modern design, but kept the old like
the colors, old school, but it's not like tight spandex, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
It's all like you said, a modern look to it.
Yeah, it's very
looks like she's wearing armor,
Yeah, she's wearing armor. Yeah. Kind of it had some of that Greek design to it a little bit.
Ancient Greek. Yeah.
Ancient Greek. Kind of of course the Amazon warrior type of thing. I think it definitely did a good job. In her what do you call it? Tiara.
The tiara. Yeah.
Tiara. Yeah. I think that was a nice touch to it as well.
Yeah.
They managed to make that one look pretty good too, and overall, this Wonder Woman not only was a good character, she looked good doing it. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. In the action scenes, what do you think of the action scenes?
Oh, I didn't. I think they were the best part of the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when the action kicks in. I mean, this movie there's not a whole lot of action, but when there is, you know, it kicks ass. You know, I love it. Yeah, I really enjoy the action sequences here.
I think it definitely like did a good job like kind of building up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of building up, a lot of dialogue moments, like a lot of slow moments. There's more like, you know, building up than, you know, actual action scene, which is fine because, you know, when they talk about, you know, it's pretty interesting and how they have to like solve, you know, they have to figure out like what to do and like what they're trying to accomplish, you know. And for me, I enjoyed the dialogue too.
I very much enjoyed the non-action scenes as well. Yeah. You know, they had pretty good, interesting exchanges of dialogue, and of course, it was a nice lead up to the action. And you know, the fight scenes were really cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the way she like, you know, beat up the Nazi soldiers was really, it felt
German.
German. Excuse me.
We're not. Yeah, not World War II yet.
yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
German soldiers.
Yeah.
Seeing them getting beat up was, you know, it felt pretty satisfying. Like I actually felt chills when we were watching it in the theater.
Yeah.
And of course the theater experience helped, but like the fight scenes were really good.
Yeah.
I think they were fantastic.
Yeah. A little too much slow-mo.
A little too much solo,
to be honest, but you know, it wasn't like, you know, it was still enjoyable. You know, it was so cool.
Yeah.
But it just like to me, just overdid it a little bit with the slow-mo. But
yeah,
you know, it didn't. You know, it's not a big deal for me. It wasn't.
Yeah. There's you're gonna see quite a bit of slow-mo. If you don't like that, then and might hurt you a little bit, but to me it didn't bother me all that much. But yes, I did notice there's a lot of use for slow motion.
Yeah.
But it seems like to me they really want to show off, you know, Wonder Woman. They like, you know, especially her costume, her her, you know, her armbands,
her
bracelets, and her, you know, shield and everything. Like, just, you know, really want to show off this Wonder Woman, and I think, you know, of course the cinematography did a really good job.
Oh, it was fantastically shot.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the cinematography, especially in the beginning, the first half, like before they go to the modern World War I era.
Yeah,
like when they're on the island, pretty much like, you know, it's all colorful, nice, which is, you know, very unlikely for like, because it's a Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
so usually his films are like dark and like you can barely
very
see
monotone
shit.
And
yeah, as you can tell by Batman vs Superman and even Man of Steel, even like the Justice League trailer. Go watch the trailer. You know, it's like all fucking dark and shit. You can barely see anything in the Justice League trailer. But you know, Wonder Woman, nice and colorful. Very vivid. I like that. Very colorful. You see the greens and the blues and very nice combination of hues, and it was just overall fantastically shot. Even like the fight scenes, you can like actually see a lot of things going on. It wasn't like a lot of shaky camera. Yeah, no, it was like very steady and just like, you know, a lot of slow mo still, but you know, it was very satisfying. You can see Wonder Woman kicking ass. Yeah, I think that was a really good part of it. Like even in like something like Civil War, which even talks about, especially during the time, a lot of the action scenes were pretty shaky. Like I couldn't tell as well. In a lot of parts, like, you know, Captain America was like punching the shield on the door, or the lock on the door, or whatever. Even that part was like pretty shaky for some reason. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. But with Wonder Woman, it was, you can see every freaking move. Yeah, it was nice and clear for the most part. Very clear. And like when she was, you know, fighting, when she was fighting like the tank and stuff like that, it was awesome. It was pretty sick. Yeah. It was pretty sick. Yeah, once it got to the war part, of course, obviously it's not going to be as colorful, but you know, you can still see everything clearly. Yeah. Like when she's out in you know, in the battlefield, and you know, as you see in the trailer, you know, she's deflecting the shots with her shield and everything, and you know, kicking the soldier's ass. You know, all that is beautifully shot. I really liked how it really built up to her, like, you know, going onto No Man's Land, like walking up and stuff like that, and see like the little explosion in the background. Like I actually, that was a really good way to like build it up there. Yeah, like she's like slow mo. Of course, there's slow mo and stuff like that. And everything. It was just nicely shot. Yeah, nicely just done. Yeah, you know, very nice build up to that. And then the overall story. How'd you like the story? It was pretty like straightforward, you know. Yeah. It was just, you know, gotta kill the bad guy and, you know, restore peace. Yeah, you know, very simple story to follow. Yeah. Maybe in the beginning might be a little overwhelming. Like you see how
you know, these women are created and stuff like that. That might be the most quote unquote confusing part, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to follow. I think this is like one of the more easier movies to follow.
Yeah, I really like the backstory of Wonder Woman. Like the first half, I really enjoyed a lot. Like
Yeah, you get to know
growing
her.
up. Yeah, you know, seeing her grow up from a little girl to to a teen to her present.
Yeah, her prime. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I really enjoy the whole sequence, like the whole storytelling, like you know about Zeus and Ares and all that.
Yeah. We kind of forgot to talk about the action scene on the island, like the training and everything. Like it was really cool, especially when the Germans first like came onto the beach, and you see the Amazons like come in. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Like you see all the people like you know coming in with the grapples and like the hooks and stuff like that, and the arrow shots, and even especially the general. The general, like she kicked a lot of ass.
Of course,
It was really cool to see.
Yeah,
Very, very well choreographed. You know, especially like nice arrow shots and just spears and everything. Just very cool.
yeah.
Very cool. Were there other supporting characters or side characters that you wanted to bring up? Like maybe they were kind of out of place, or did you like them, or?
No, I mean I didn't really care too much about you know the team that went with them.
Right, the squad,
You know, they were like you know they were funny and all. You know,
Yeah.
they supported the main characters and all. But you know, I didn't really get attached to them. You know,
Not too much. I mean, they try. Like I think they try to make you care about these characters.
yeah,
A lot more than you would.
yeah. They definitely. I definitely saw that. You know, they tried
Yeah.
their best, but you know, it just didn't work for me. For me, at least.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're funny, yeah, and all, but you don't really have that much time to get attached to them. Unfortunately, I kind of wanted to, you know, get to know more about these characters other than, oh, this one's a veteran, he's a good shot, but he's fucked up because you know the war, you know, or you know this guy's an actor, or you know, and then this guy's the Native American, a Native
Chief,
the chief, which is really interesting, but. At least they weren't like a big thorn to the side, you know. Like they're alright.
Yeah,
They're alright.
You know, they're there. You know, that's pretty much it.
What about Trevor's secretary? Did you like her?
I mean, she was a secretary. She was fine for what her role is.
Yeah.
Because she's the least character I cared about.
What about one? Let's just talk about one of the villains, like the general or whatever of the German army.
Ludendorff.
Ludendorff,
yeah. No, I mean, I didn't really like the villain that much. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about him?
I'm a little mild with him. Like it seems like. He's kind of whatever there.
He was whatever. I can't really think about what I think of him. You know, I can't really say what I think about him because you know he was there. You know, he wanted to you know win the war for the Germans for the you know non-allied and
allied forces. Yeah,
and he wanted to win. I don't know. You say something.
No. He I understand. Like he just not really too much to go off of him because he was just there. Like nothing really like too interesting.
He's like the stereotypical. He kills his own men. You know, he's so evil. He kills his own men.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right.
I feel like I felt more interested with Dr. Poison.
Oh, the poison lady?
The one with the mask?
Yeah.
I want to get to know her more.
She was way more interesting.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't do much either. But
she didn't do much either, unfortunately.
She developed the gas, whatever, yeah.
Well, that's about it. Very. I kind of looked into her little thing. Like, she doesn't really do much. She's just a human.
Okay.
She's not a super villain.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike someone else we'll talk about in the spoilers, but but despite that, I actually wanted to get to know more about Dr. Poison. Like I felt like they should have thrown a little like backstory around her, like you know, why is she evil? Why is she why is she Dr. Poison? Why poison?
Yeah.
Of all things, like why there's like other weapons to kill people with. Why poison? You know?
Yeah.
Especially if you're like working your ass off to like make this really complicating thing to, you know, just to kill people, even though you just shoot them with a gun or whatever. But she chooses poison. So that's why I wanted to get to. I wanted some kind of like story behind her, but they didn't really.
nothing.
They did nothing pretty much. But it's just. I thought it was an interesting design of the mask and everything. Like, but
Yeah.
it's a little on the dry side when it comes to her character.
Yeah. Oh, very dry.
Yeah.
With those two.
With those two.
Those two villains. Yeah.
Those two villains, but how did you feel about Trevor himself?
Well, I liked him. You know, the actor Chris Pine. You know, he portrayed him. You know, very well. You know, he was funny. You know.
Yeah.
You know, he had his his comic relief lines, and you know he had pretty good chemistry with Wonder Woman. And I really enjoyed him. You know, in the end, you know, without spoiling too much, you know, he does something, and you know.
Right.
I mean, and when that happens, you know, it made me care about him. Yeah.
It should be kind of obvious because you don't see him in Batman vs Superman. So there's some obvious things that happen, but we'll talk more about that in the spoiler section.
Yeah, but when that certain scene happens, I cared for what happened to him. It's like, oh, wow, okay,
you will feel it. But I definitely liked him as well, and I thought he did bond well with Wonder Woman, in my opinion. I thought their relationship made sense.
Yeah.
And of course, because you get to see him the longest, other than Wonder Woman or whatever, you care about them. You care about him. And he does have really good, pretty good humorous moments. You know, especially when he comes out of the bath and stuff like that. Pretty much like kind of beat around the bush when it came to his dick.
Yeah.
And then of course there's that whole thing about women and men and stuff like that. It wasn't like annoying. It was actually like pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to overall, because you get to actually kind of know Wonder Woman and her tribe, the Amazons. Like how they act, they see the world, and how they educate themselves in a way, and then once Wonder Woman goes to the modern world, World War One, during World War One, there's a really interesting thing to see, because you get to see her dress and stuff like that, just to see how she sees romance between man and a woman, and stuff like that. It was overall really interesting, and then so overall, like, the story was pretty good. I say it's a pretty good story. It's very easy to follow.
Yeah, it's a typical story. It wasn't bad or anything.
It wasn't bad. Typical. Yeah, very easy to follow.
Yeah,
but I think it was told pretty well.
Yeah,
and I thought the movie wrapped up pretty nicely. Like, it kind of leads up to Wonder Woman in the modern era, with Batman and Superman, whatever.
Yeah,
wrapped up pretty nicely, and the final battle and all that stuff, the climax and everything. What did you think about that? Without,
it was cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It went as it's pretty predictable, honestly, but interesting twist with one of the characters there. But,
yeah.
It was cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Not much to say other than during the climax, something happens, and you probably will feel it. Yeah. So yeah. So I think overall, without spoiling it, I think we've wrapped up our general thoughts about Wonder Woman. Do you want to say anything else before we go to our scores?
No, I mean, we pretty much said everything. I thought it was a great movie, the best Zack Snyder DC movie so far, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's really good. Really good.
Yeah. It does raise some hopes for Justice League and all the other movies that come out around that time.
What about you? I don't know. I'm just hoping it won't. I'm just hoping, you know, good stuff about it. You know,
Like,
I don't have low expectations, but you know,
I
nothing too high.
do want to see good things from these future movies.
Yeah.
But you know, at the same time, it's like because of Batman vs Superman, you have to kind of prepare yourself to, you know.
I'm just hoping they learn from their mistakes.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it seemed like they did with Wonder Woman. So
Yeah, that's just one movie. So hopefully,
Yeah.
next movie it carries over and does a little more. You know what I mean?
yeah, we just have to wait till November.
Yep. And that'll be in November. But, anyways, I think we can safely say our scores.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I actually will give it a solid 9 out of 10. A 9. I think it was a really good movie to introduce Wonder Woman. I really like the action scenes. I got chills from it. Like very good moments. And I did like how it built up to her, you know, like leading pretty much like leading that battle, like and finishing it. So yeah. So what about you?
I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Okay. Why an 8 out of 10?
I mean, it was good. I really enjoyed it. You know, I was maybe there was like some things that were, you know, kind of, you know, slow. It did you know, it was a little bit too much building up, but you know, at least it wasn't, you know, poorly, you know, executed. You know, it was like the dialogue was still, you know, good and everything. You know, for me it was just a little too slow. But overall, it was a well-made film, and that's why I give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. So we're gonna be going to the spoiler section next. Hope you guys enjoyed our general review on Wonder Woman, and would you recommend watching this in the theater?
Oh yes, I do.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I absolutely would recommend this in the theater. You need. I think the sound and everything will definitely enhance the experience. If you can catch it in theaters, do that. It's definitely worth the movie ticket, in my opinion. So
Yes.
yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to the spoiler section. Thank you so much. If you have any comments about this review, leave them down below, and we're gonna go dive into the story next. So we'll see you then.